3. Okay, Pace, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man.
Introduce yourself for those who do not know you.
I am James Cricket Coulter, Jimmy Coulter, Jimmy to the family. But everybody
Okay,
in the dance scene knows me as Cricket in the street dance scene.
okay, yeah. Okay, so I bumped into you in House Dance Forever, or was it Summer Dance Forever? House Dance Forever,
Summer dance forever.
Summer Dance Forever. I think that was a big one because a lot of people were there.
Yeah, that was a good
I wasn't so familiar with you,
one.
but but I kept hearing your name, and it's been like I probably never I probably seen you in the clubs and just didn't know it because I didn't know everybody's name.
Hmm.
But I talked to Storenzo. Storenzo said, "Yeah, cricket." A couple other people mentioned cricket because right now we going back and forth with lofting. Me and
Oh my
me and
God, bruh.
Storenzo is good people, so he's like, "Yo, promote lofting." Some people are like, "Don't promote lofting." So we got this thing. It's not a big thing, but I'm making it into a big thing, I guess. Probably not as big as it should be, but
Yeah,
it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
I'm trying. Here's my thing. Uh, Everybody from that age bracket, that's their thing. But I'm glad that you're starting the conversation because I've been hearing about Lofton since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah,
that I would hear Weibo and I would hear Lofton. From the point I got into the club, that was just floating around those terms. So, and there's people who I've met under that moniker that are
yeah.
like that are not to say getting anti, but just the messages are getting mixed. I was like, wait, but when I met you, I was hearing this, but now you're saying. But when I met Storenzo not only was giving me history, but he was. If I went to, and you know what the thing is, I can't say that because everybody in that first generation always drop gems and always will just introduce you to folks.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is. But Storenzo was just like, this is so and so, and you know what I mean. He was giving me
Yeah.
like direct, like, and not like hearsay. He'd be like, Crick, this is so and so, and this is so. So I'd be like, oh shit, like this is that dude,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is that dude. So I was getting, you
And
know,
my thing is, what are we supposed to do, man, if the older generation, and this is just for, I'm gonna say I was their generation because it's the only thing I can mark it as from like right when house was like we could say got his name and created, and it's in New Jersey, it's in New York, it's in Chicago, the music is there, and I go to the club, okay, some of the other clubs we're doing different, more jacking and stuff like that. And then you go to New York and you see the different style of dance, like when you go to the shelter, so and so and so and so. Now when you go into the shelter and even the drip drops in the Zanzibar, you got cats that are dancing different. Not dancing like we were dancing.
mhm.
We the moving all fast like every generation. We moving fast as we can possibly move and sort of kind of quasi battling, and then you got the older generation that's there, that's so smoothed out and slowed down, and they're teaching us at the same time without
Yeah.
it actually being a class. Now
Mhm.
that term lofting kept coming up, and it was a style because you can distinguish the two. You can distinguish someone who's really actually a practitioner of that particular mix. You would see it. You would
But
literally, with your eyes, would see it,
but
and
you know
then you
what's
got the
funny?
words of it.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, I saw, and I want to get off that topic because it's
Yeah, yeah,
touchy.
fast.
but but Bravo touched upon something that I was like, yeah, because I didn't know what capoeira was, so I was seeing a lot of capoeira fused. It was just smooth capoeira to house, but me and my homies, we weren't. It wasn't until that movie Only the Strong dropped that we could put a word to it because I didn't know what it was, and then it was like, oh, that's, and then then I got hip to, okay, there's Angolan and Haitian now. A lot of brothers are bringing their Angola steez into the club. So when Bravo said, oh man, this dude was doing capoeira, man, that's not loft, and so that's what I mean. There's a lot of clarification that needs to go down.
Yeah, it
And I
would be
think
lovely.
that,
You know, it would be lovely, Cricket, if Bravo and Storenzo could have a talk, because Storenzo's a floor killer.
yes,
And for me, I respect, even though I may not be a floor killer myself necessarily, I do respect a lot of the footwork. I like it all. I like the footwork. I
yeah,
like the groundwork. I like
yeah,
the top. I like the smoothness of everything of the dance itself in the package and in the whole deal. It would be
yeah,
interesting if them two had a talk, because actually it's really
yeah,
not our conversation. It
exactly.
really is their conversation. You know,
Yep.
I'll get into it with them only because it was passed down, and now you have to clarify to me why was it given to me and others, and then now we can't mention the name because I disagree with it being said that saying lofting is like saying nigger. It's just too,
Ooh,
this is, you
ooh,
can't, it's not going to happen. So for me, I'm not going there with that, and I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with Bravo on that. So I think it's
yeah.
going to be a divide, and I think it should be a choice. You have a choice to do what you want to do, because if you have second generation teaching it, it shouldn't be closed up, man. We got
Well,
to share it, and it should
well,
be a timeline where we can say this is where Bravo was at. You know what I mean? Because if we say freestyle, freestyle go with everything, bro.
yeah.
Everything is freestyle.
But you know what the thing is, man? This is my thing because I got love for all the dudes that, because if it wasn't for Bravo and a lot of in his generation, we
Yep,
wouldn't be here, man.
yep, yep,
And
yep, yep.
but my this is my only thing. If it was a if it was a fair world, then if it was a fair world, when we all start to pass away, it's how it's left behind.
Yeah,
The generations behind us, and it's usually the generation behind us that is in positions of power to codify and that put it in stone. So if the majority was saying one thing, or majority saying this thing, like if people are saying this or people are saying this, when that generation dies off, it's whatever they choose, whatever who's left behind chooses. So it's, I say everybody get, how can I say, word it in the best way, get the history of it in the best way, so that when they're gone, whatever is chosen for the title of that movement, it's put in stone so that people outside of the culture aren't naming it. At least the name is going to come from the culture. Whatever is finalized, it's got to come from within.
yeah,
Because I'm doing a lot of, based on my history in this, I've been uh, going into schools and teaching from jump, and then being inside of the culture. And bro, we'll squabble, and they're just from the outside going, okay, well, everybody's saying this. And then they're putting in the history books, there's rarely many of us writing the books, writing the dissertations, writing the papers. Bro, as we speak, there are people not from the culture
yeah, no, yeah,
getting grants, you know, in Harvard, talking all this stuff, speaking on our culture, not from our culture. So my thing is, whatever it is, we got to resolve it so that we're empowered, so that, at the end of the day, if Bravo wants to get a grant, if Storenzo, if they're from it, they can speak on it and speak heavy on it, not like frilly, and be compensated for it, to
yeah,
get a book
absolutely,
written,
absolutely.
as opposed to these culture vultures, bro.
Yeah, and,
That's my worry.
that's what I'm trying to, that's what one thing goal I'm trying to do step by step, that I'm over here in Europe, that I'm trying to get it to where it's a curriculum. It's not so much of a dance curriculum, more as a verbal curriculum. I can't move forward without a Bravo. I can't really move forward without a Storenzo. But if I have two different opposing opinions on something, then we got to get it to the middle point somehow. And
Yeah,
I think if I'm able to have, not say, okay, I got to get out here and demonstrate through dance or something like that. Maybe I could demonstrate through historical verbalization what this is, and then from the person can make their mind up. Because lofting is not the end all be all to a dance conversation. That's just like the Weibo. It's not an end all be all to a conversation. However, it should be touched upon, and at least have the people who were there acknowledge, we acknowledge the people who were there, that a little bit of this was borrowed from their style, a little bit of this was borrowed from that style. you
exactly.
know for me to teach a whole lofting class is very difficult anyway. However, you can get a familiarity with that culture, from Bravo, from Mr. Renzo and stuff like that, and from us, who actually have the moves carried on from generation to generation, from club generation down to where we were in, down to the shelter and down even to now. You got people like Ejo and so who actually resonated with that style a little bit more. You know what I mean? And that baby powder, how it transitioned from club to club to even now the younger generation, the battle generation has the baby powder. And
Yeah.
this is something that was passed down.
Yeah.
So this has to be explained. You know,
Yeah.
you could somebody else say, "Oh, why you got baby powder? Oh, it's just freestyle." Okay, it's good, but why baby powder?
Yeah, it's funny. When I first started coming to clubs, I thought it was Coke. I was
Like,
like, damn, this
what
party.
the hell? They got Coke on the floor,
They got Coke on the ground, bro.
and it was those loft heads that bought it. That culture that bought it to us.
But yeah. But yeah.
They taught us that. They taught. We're their children. They can say
Yeah.
what they want to say. We're their children. You
Yeah.
know, you go in New York club culture. We are their children.
Yeah.
They
But the thing
gave
is,
it to us.
but Bravo makes a point, and we got to get off this because it's
All
like
right,
Bravo made the best point because he said, "Yo, what if you didn't go to the loft?"
yeah.
And I was like, you know, that's why I don't get. I just listen. I do a lot of listening.
Yeah.
I do more listening than saying because I'm like, because I'm not from that era, bro.
Right.
Like once you get into the house thing, that's when I could be like, but bro, I'm just, you know, I love the history.
Right. But
And
look, he's this is the good thing. We're gonna jump off. He's been sparked to give us more because I'm being anti direction he's going. He's been sparked more to give more information, which is also a good thing, and which is the intention anyway, is to have a conversation about it. But anyway, let's go into what's going on with you, man.
Word. That's hilarious.
So, how did you get started, and where you from, man? Because we had a fine conversation where you was from, but
I'm originally from South Jersey, man, Willingboro.
Okay.
And the thing is, my pops was in Philly, and you know, my mom's me, we were in Jersey, in South Jersey, but we're like 20 minutes outside of Philly. 20 minutes
from
outside.
Asbury Park originally. I'm in Asbury Park area.
Yep.
So
yeah, so you know,
yeah,
we used to go to shows out there.
Yeah, Park. I mean, you had the big Coliseum. They're still there anyway. But yeah Asbury Park.
Yeah. And then we were about 45 minutes from Trenton. I think maybe 30 if we flying, and then again an hour outside of New York if you're flying.
Yeah.
You know, and for
South Jersey. Wow. Yeah. Willingboro is a little bit south. It's further south than not Trenton, but freaking where the crazy place at? I forgot.
Camden?
I got my city. Yeah, Camden.
No, Camden is right over the bridge.
Camden's right over the bridge from me.
Camden is like, like you can wake up in the morning and look outside and see Philly.
Oh
like,
yeah, okay.
Camden
So that's
is
how close you are.
Yeah.
All right.
But my sister works in the court systems in Camden, so she's like 15 minutes from Camden.
Yeah. Okay. But the dancing, how did you get started with the well, you know, easy, that's too easy of a question. First time in New York, how about that? First time going up to New York.
You know, we used to go outside of dance we always went to New York for clothes. When we went school shopping, we go to the Lower East Side to what was that? There was that street where I got my first set of Timbs.
Canal Street?
Canal Street. When we were kids, our parents, we would go school shopping. We go to New York, go to Canal Street, and if my pops, was whatever, we go to 42nd Street. You'd see the crazy, and then we'd come home, and then I was working out of because I worked a lot out of high school, right? All my friends were telling me about New York, right? But I didn't see, I was watching music videos, but what's that thing? I dropped in 91. Wreck and Shop had dropped, and by 91, I was like literally just wake up, go to work, go to the club. So I wasn't watching TV like that. So when everybody started imitating what they saw in Rec and Shop. I was just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Then all of my friends that would go up to New York, they would come back like just like fucked up. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. But then I had a group of dancers that were lying. So all the dudes that were going to New York and were being inspired by New York, they weren't saying nothing. They were just, their shit was changing. But then the dudes that were saying they were dancing like New York, they weren't dancing like New York. These niggas was fronting.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta lay off that word, but I got too comfortable. These dudes were fronting. And then my mentor, one of my mentors in the game, he had been to the Red Zone and he had seen, this is like 90, I'm gonna say possibly 91, more than likely 92. He had been to the Red Zone and we were gonna do a show and my man turned off the music. He wouldn't even look at me, bro. He was still perplexed. He was like, yo, I went to the Red Zone. He was like, and that's why the names resonated with me because they sounded like superhero names to me. He was like, yo, I saw Peter Paul. I saw this dude named Ejo. I saw Voodoo Ray. And I'm hearing these names like, what? And he's trying to explain what he saw to me because he couldn't wrap his hands around. He was just like looking at his steering wheel like, yo. He was like, they're mixing popping and hip hop and clubbing they're just mixing it all together. He was like, yo, you got to get there. He said, you got to get there right now. He said, you got to stop dancing in Philly and South Jersey and go to New York right now. But I'm looking at him because I'm 19, 18, 19. And I'm like, the people I grew up were the best to me. Like the guys I looked up to. So I'm like, yo, y'all the best. What are you talking about? Like, I'm going to have to go to New York. He was like, nah, dude. It's like, you got to get out of here now. But like I said, all the dudes that were being inspired, Angel was the only dude that was verbalizing. Everybody else was doing it. Like Wayne was dancing for Will Smith. Sekou was dancing for Will Smith, and Sekou was teaching Wayne. So Wayne is doing the New York swag in Philly, but he ain't telling nobody he's doing the New York swag. So again, I'm being influenced. All the dudes I look up to are doing New York, but they're not saying it. I mean, plus, you know, people didn't talk a lot in the clubs. We was more like, everybody was
either looking or dancing. Dancing or trying to get some chicks.
Yeah, boom. You talked to the clique you came with. You wasn't really trying to go up to a dude and be like, hey man, I really like your, you know, you would just be like, no. You know what I mean? That's why I tell kids, y'all got the ability to come up and talk to people, use it. Cause back in the day, we just didn't do that.
Yeah, you had to show them on the dance floor. If anything, you got to jump up in that cypher. If they give you a head nod, that's the biggest communication you can get the whole night. If you dancing, is a head nod.
Yeah, or if you lucky and you bump into somebody at their job or in the mall, then you get the one-on-one. Then you're like, oh, I've been always wanting to talk to you, but I ain't want to walk up on you. Like, dude, I like your dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to see Khalif, man. I used to say, what's up, man? Just have a normal conversation with him. Never had no dance conversation with him back in the day. I would just always have like, if I bumped into him, because I bumped into him in the mall while he was working, I just say, what's up, man? How you doing, man? You working over here? Da 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 da. And then keep it moving. Bam, I got something to do too. So, see, I get you at the club.
Yeah. And I eventually got to New York, but I went to the Limelight first.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
But the thing was, because when I first got into dancing, I was more into dance music than house music. Because I didn't like house when I first heard it. I didn't like house until Acid House came. Once Acid, but we'll get in that. But so my ear was always open. So when I got to, and it wasn't we went to Limelight because we didn't know where else to go. We get to Limelight, and then, but I saw Echo running through, my man Ray, these are dudes I still see around, but I went to Limelight kind of like, okay, maybe I can find where the other places are from here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would see dudes who I still see now, but they were kind of, because you remember, everybody was club hopping.
Yeah. Limelight is the only place I was scared to go into, bro. I got to be honest with you, man. I was like, yo, that's looking crazy out there.
For good, bro. There was, let's just say, There was more than just dancing going on in the
Yeah,
limelight.
yeah.
I would,
I
I
heard the
was,
stories. That's why I stayed away.
I was there for for financial and dance reasons. Let's just
Okay.
put it that way.
Gotcha.
So I
Gotcha.
wasn't just there. It was a thing of like, okay, we got to handle some things, and then there's some dancing going on, type thing. So we were there, but I'm seeing dudes, and I met Dizzy. I met Dizzy, Ray Perez. He had a different nickname. He doesn't like me saying his nickname for back in the day, but I'm just gonna say Ray Perez. I met Ray. I met Dizzy and Chill Blast, and Dizzy and Chill Blast were dancing for Delight at the time. So when I
Oh,
came in there, they were getting busy with platform sneakers on, bro.
oh.
So I met Lady Miss Kier there. I met Dimitri. But I didn't know. I still didn't know what was. I mean, I would see because I had dreads. I would see the soulful because I wanted to go to the soulful spot, but they had different rooms in Limelight. So we would go there, get messed up, dance all night, and then I I was kind of like, damn, this ain't where's the thing that everybody keeps talking about? Palladium is like what, 15 minutes away. The bar is around the corner. I just didn't know.
Bars around the corner. Yep.
Yeah. So then I go back to Philly, and again, I'm still under time restraint of working because I worked at like a clothing store. It was like the hip hop skateboard shop,
Yeah.
and it was just me and the owner. So that was it. So I was always working. You know what I mean? I think if I had that freedom, I would have found it. But it was always like, dude, I got to go back home and open up the shop with Mike. So my friend BJ ended up going to school. I stopped dancing. I slowed down and stopped dancing really like 93, 94, because like all the dudes that were kind of saying they were dancing like New York, I was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? So I just lost interest. And then my man BJ went to school. Roberto Trinidad went to school, and he's coming back home. And I'm like, yo, so his dancing just changed. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He was like, Crick, it's going down, bro. It's going down in New York. So that we go to the Sound Factory bar now. Now I'm kind of like, God damn it, it's right around the fucking corner from Limelight. We go up. I cut my dreads off. I'm wearing like I was working at the skateboard shop, hip hop type, and then I'm working across the street at the vintage shop. So I'm trying to be pretty boy now, you know, when vintage started coming back. So
Yeah.
so we go back, and we get to the bar, and then you ever been to the bar, Sound Factory
Oh
bar?
yeah, several times, man.
Bro,
Several times.
you know the stage?
Yeah.
So we get into the middle, and we got into it with some dance. It's so funny because I know everybody now. You know what I mean? But back then, Quick's boy Mike, he had the dreads. Mike and his peoples were in a circle in the middle. We
Quick, I
battled
know.
them.
Mike, I know. Yeah.
They used to do the lighters.
Yeah.
Quick and so we battled them.
Quick, I was with Quick on MTV, man. That's how I know Quick, man. But Quick don't know me that well, but Quick, I was on MTV with Quick.
Quick was on MTV.
I think Quick was on MTV.
See, this is what I'm saying. I didn't get to watch like Club MTV.
Quick dark skin one, because I gotta make sure because
Yeah.
name's tall, dark skin. Yeah, he was on MTV
Yeah.
for a minute or two.
See, that's the thing, bro. Because Club MTV was taking place at the Palladium.
Yeah,
But
the original, the one with what's her name was
Downtown Judy Brown.
Downtown Judy Brown was taking place over there, but then the second one, the Grind, is the one I think he was on. He was on with me with the Grind when Eric Meese was there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. I literally, like, if I would have got a whiff, like if I would have got a chance to watch Club MTV or something, and they would have been like the Palladium, I wouldn't have went to the Limelight. It'd be like, yo, we got to find the Palladium. That's where it's jumping off at.
Yeah.
But I would literally, my days were wake up, take a shower, go to open the store, stay at the store till 11. I was working 11 to 11, and then go to the club. So so when changes were happening, I would see it and be like, yo, what? Like, you know what I mean? I would just see that the dance was changing. But then when we got to the bar, I saw Ricochet, Ricochet's homeboy, the Spanish dude that had his hair pulled back, he was in the Benita Applebaum video. He used to flip off stuff. Shaness, mostly all the Step Fiends, Quick. Who else? Dude, we got stomped. Like, I was so petrified, bro. I was against the stage like this. When my man tried to get me to get off the stage, I was like, don't touch me. I was that petrified, bro. But I saw it. I saw it. Like, and I'm telling you, the universe did a good thing, because once I got a taste, if I would have got a taste of that at any point in my life wouldn't be the same. Because like, as soon as I got the taste, I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing every Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
And I started growing my, I just started growing my hair back because I saw it. I finally got to see it, bro. Like, New York, and that's why I get it. What I sympathize with everybody from different parts of the world when they come to New York, and they're like, because you know what I mean?
We got that feeling. Yeah, being from Jersey too, we got that feeling too. My first, well, I went to the Zanzibar first, local club Zanzibar, but then my boy kept saying, "Oh, you got to go to the shelter. You got to go to the shelter." Then once I hit the shelter, because I was looking to go clubs anyway a lot. So once I hit the shelter, I was open, man. Then I was in Nails, Shelter, Sound Factory, Bar, whatever they had a spot, whatever was going on, I was in it. So, and then I got with my crew, same thing. But yeah, it was definitely good times. But how did your name got remembered somehow? So somebody remembered you, man. So somebody knew who you were. You got a reputation too, man. So that scared moment was something happened, and right after that, you got a reputation.
But you know what? It came
when they talk your name, they mention your name. When you say Cricket, they know who you are.
Yeah, I was a fiend, man. Like, I'm part of the Step Fiends, but I was a fiend for the day. Like, bro, like, I'm a visual artist.
Yeah, I seen on your Instagram page. You had a lot more visual art than you have dancing. So
yeah, I don't put any dance.
Yeah, I see.
You know why?
Because I scrolled through your whole timeline. I'm like, okay, well, he's just digital arts over here on this page right here. But
bro, dance, and it's still hard for me to. It's like why I didn't really take battles as seriously as I should. Yeah, I didn't take dance as seriously. It's like I would always be late to figure out stuff like that was happening with the dance economy, because it was purely released for me. It was pure, like, love. It gave me so much happiness that I almost, because the club was sacred ground.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, it just, I don't know, man. Dance was it was always.
And this is the thing with it's a very sacred thing, and this is the thing where a lot of the older generations are having a problem, had a problem, and are able to benefit from what was a problem to a solution now, when our generation, meaning the peers who we looked up to, like Ejo, Khalif, some of the our legends, went out around the world and began to teach freestyle.
Yeah.
They had a big problem. Like, the older generation had a big problem with us going out and teaching freestyle. And I mean us, meaning our generation.
Yeah.
And then you come back 360 degrees later, you got older generation that can benefit from what was ground laid down. And this is why the conversation shouldn't be so exclusive. Even with a house conversation, we know the origins of it is from New York, that goes to Chicago. Chicago rewraps it up, repackages it up, and puts it back out.
Yeah.
And the music changes because of certain machines that we have available, like the keyboards and stuff like that, and the vocalists come back. I mean, we miss a lot of stuff. So I mean, it's up to us to teach all that kind of stuff to this next generation. So maybe they can catch it later down the line. Because even now with Corona, maybe this will have them change a little bit to get more into the clubbing culture.
Well, because I saw that you put the thing up when you asked Yuxun about where it comes from.
Yeah, and I was generalizing. I didn't get specific. Wasn't specific. I was like, Rhythm. That's why I said rhythm, because I knew if I said anything else, it would get into a big heated debate. But I wanted to go down that avenue
But
and
but
see what we had to say about it.
you know what the thing is, man? I get upset a little bit because I'm like, it's not even a debate, but I get why. I had to understand why you were doing it. But sometimes, like, because I feel like it courts, it puts a seed of doubt. There is no doubt, man. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
people
you know,
get.
it's a conversation that we have
Mhm.
in quiet. Most of the stuff I try to tackle are conversations that we're having in quiet anyway. You
Yeah,
know, when you bump into somebody, you'll have a quiet conversation about it. You know, it's not for
and,
everybody, maybe.
and that's crazy because, and I had to go. My brother is in Europe, so there's, there is, there's, you can see doubt in Europe. You could be like, oh, it's this, because we're over here like, why are they even having that conversation? Because here's the thing, bro, and for everybody that feels some kind of way when somebody says you're a guest in the culture, bro, I always felt late, meaning that when I heard house, I was like 16. I was late. I felt like, you know what I mean? I was late,
Yeah,
16. I'm hearing it. I was like, yo, this shit sounds sleepy. I was at a club called Electric Playground,
yeah,
and Sekou and his boys were there. We was doing the butt and all that stuff was out. So we was, you know what I mean, getting
yeah,
busy. Then at the end of the night, it got into some house. The music, they dimmed the lights. I was like, then Tony and his peoples, Sekou, came. Man, I was looking at them like they looked like they were on drugs because I never seen. We were so hyped that when you
yeah.
see a kid a little bit older than you just doing smooth stuff, you know what I mean? It looked crazy. So that was the bug. So I'm 16. That's 89. I saw it in 89.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm late because, Tony and them got it. So there is no doubt. It's American. There's no, I saw it at 16. I'm
Right,
48 now. There's no debate. There's no debate.
right.
Like, there's no, like, ah, it's not even, I don't even like to play. A lot of the OGs from the other countries, we saw them first come into the club.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
or one of the OGs was the first, either was the first person they saw, or their student was the first person they saw.
yeah,
And bro, you could track everybody's lineage back to
yeah,
Marjorie,
yeah,
Ejo, Brian, and Khalif
yeah,
and
yeah,
Sekou.
yeah,
It's like bing, 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 bing. You
yeah.
can't, and that's and shit, like bing, 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 bing. It all comes back to certain people. And here's the thing: they say it, but they don't. They don't. Oh, I had to figure out that's our job. Is the job to be like, yo, nah, dude, because they're humble in that sense. They show you with the art, but I
Right.
think as they're getting older, kids be like, yo, I can, like, bro, don't get it twisted. That 1 minute format ain't shit.
No,
One
no,
minute
no, no, no,
format,
no, no.
bruh.
It's nothing.
Every you know this because
Yeah,
I've danced with you the once. Our peers, bruh, we doing whole songs.
yeah,
We doing
complete
whole
from
songs,
beginning
bro.
to end. The thing is, the only reason why I'm bringing up a lot of the subjects, like I said, that are maybe whispered, is because we had a thing where cats over here went into Afro House,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing with Afro House is Afro House could possibly, if it grew big enough, it could possibly erase history in a sense. So to have the conversation out, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, from the European side, we have to look at it from the perspective because we're,
Wait.
we're looking we're looking at it from American perspective,
Mm-hmm.
faces a European perspective, who is looking for. And the European mentality is whatever I can get that's outside of Europe that's new. Oh, I need to grab that right quick and profit off of it in a way, or be the first, not even the profit off of it, be the first one to have it. It's a
Got
here. I need to have that say, oh, I bought it first.
it.
This is
Mm-hmm.
the kind of mentality in Europe. And so Europe goes out and they'll do everything. It's cultural. It doesn't matter what culture you're from, Indian culture, American culture, they're importing culture into Europe. and especially into like Germany, and then now you got the Russia and the other place. They're importing culture. So they're importing yoga, they're importing dance, they're importing whatever you got as
Yeah.
far as culture, they're importing, they're packaging up and making workshops out of it. Now the thing we were going around was Afro House, Afro House dance. So the thing we were asking is, well, what is Afro House dance? It,
Mhm.
and when we approached people for that, they had really no answer that could justify why would you package something up to say I'm going to teach a class Afro House and then still do the same moves that Marjorie, Brian Green, Khalif, and everybody else doing. So then you see what I'm saying? You see where the disconnect comes right there, and you can do it, but eventually it's going to be like, yo, I'm going to come tell your class, yo, this guy's doing Afro House, but he's not telling you what the foundation he's giving you is an American foundation. Now, roots wise, it may go back to Africa. The rhythm wise, rhythm. That's why when I was talking to him, you got to catch the word I used.
Ah,
I
got
said
it.
rhythm. I didn't say the dance style. I said rhythm,
Hmm.
and I gave it chance so Yuxun can speak on it and give history because I'm including him into the conversation with us. I'm
Got
trying to
it.
bring in the African brothers to us and not exclude them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Well,
want them to be part of it because our whole thing was to be different. We
yep,
all strive to be different. So when
yep.
they came over, a lot of younger than us, they kind of like wanted to battle them all the time, and then told them that no, you don't have the foundational moves, which doesn't make sense to me to tell them that because you bring them in the house, you should hope and love the fact that they're different because now they're going to add on more to the vocabulary. And see, that's what I was trying to do. Actually, I was trying to unify it. So I went into I talked to him about something that he can relate to and maybe we can connect to because we all know a lot of our rhythm comes from Africa. So we know that.
Oh yeah,
Now, style wise, we know it's New York, that
yeah,
what we're doing in the battles. That we know. And I hope that we know. And this is something I wanted the young kids to know that
bruh.
this is what it is. We are having these conversations, even amongst ourselves.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
talked to John about this. I was telling him that we're doing the 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 popular house dance that's known as house dance. It's the New York paradigm
Yeah.
because at the time, and you'll hear Khalif and even stretching him say it, California was doing something different. In the South, everybody was listening to the same music and doing different things, but we were all, media played a big part because it's funny. My homies out on the West Coast, it's like everybody was watching Wreck and Shop, and everybody was getting a different takeaway. You know what I mean? I was watching the Soul Brothers and like Def Jeff's video. So for somebody like me in Jersey, I'm looking at everybody's steez and
Yeah. Yeah.
putting it into my dance. But we were primarily looking at New York, who has a dance lineage. When when you look at the dance history of New York and you see everything that pops out in New York, you're like, yo, something's gotta happen. It was literally, man, tap, all your
Yeah.
African
Yeah.
dancers are coming to African dance, Copperwet, everybody when they get
And
off the
Faisal
boat.
Studio played a major
Yeah, bro.
part in all that coming together. So
When you hear Willie Ninja talk about living in Queens, because I live in Queens now, he would see people doing traditional Indian dance, and that informed his voguing. Bro, in an international city like New York, bro, it's so much to grab from. And when you think about outside, like the one thing about America that I don't think cats get, like America, white, black, Asian, like white American, black Americans, bro, most of the shit that is making millions of dollars was all popping off in the 70s by lower middle class and poor Americans. Skateboarding was popping off at the same time that punk rock was popping off, that hip hop was popping off,
yeah,
all the like the break offs of disco, all that shit was popping off like 80s, late 70s going into the 80s at the same time.
yeah,
Like people who didn't have that was making it. Now all that shit is making millions now. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's why when I look at like all the new stuff, it was happening in the States. That's why when cats start talking stuff, I'm looking like all
Yeah.
the new junk was popping off in the States, and then everybody was kind of looking and following because they didn't have the freedom as now that freedom's coming to bite us in the ass, but I ain't that's another
Yeah,
conversation.
another. And that was funny because Mike was like, "Yo, slow down," because he called me up too right after that interview with Yuxon. He's like, "Slow down." I was like, "Yo, Mike, gotta check the interview out first, bro. Listen to what I was saying." Mike was like, "Slow down. It's New York." I was like, "Yo, easy, Mike, easy. Listen to the words I said. I'm trying to bring Yuxon in and not have have it into where he inclusive, man. I didn't want to exclude him out of this because this is the next fit. He's around our age too. Yuxon's not too far from us. He's maybe like 3-4 years younger. So they had their movement in Paris too.
Yeah, but those brothers did. I think Yuxon did a great thing in sharing it by creating serial steppers.
Yeah, man, that's
sharing it because I had heard one of my students was in France. And he's going, Crick, yo. And this is before they even popped off. My man Hussein was like, Crick, Yuxon is going through the projects, bro. And I know about the projects in France.
Yeah, they're rough too. They're rough, bro.
They rough. And he's going around and grabbing up the dudes and showing them shit. He's empowering the youth. I was like, bruh.
Yeah. Man. And they needed something. They needed that, man.
They needed that, bro. I don't think it's because I've heard France is racist like that. So that means, what's that mean? It's telling people of color, brownish people is not going to get their fair shake. Same here in the States.
Yeah, same.
So the arts is our way out. It's empowering to us. You know what I mean? So dance was always our way out. So by him giving the gift of giving a person of color a way out.
Yeah. Kudos to him. I mean, and you see how aggressive and cocky they are, just like Americans. That's what I love about them. That's what I love about them. They got that energy just like us, man. They got that competitiveness. They're like, oh yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I love it.
Yeah, because you got your society telling subliminally and over the media trying to tell you ain't shit all the time. Yeah. So when you get a platform to say something, bro, you want to explode. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think just as much as it was like that seed resonated with people of color, it also speaks to people who aren't,
who aren't white people feel it. Yeah, they
could feel this sense of like, yo, I want to be free. I don't want to be, I want to explore. I want expression. I want to express myself. You know what I mean?
The whole thing, man. One thing we had also hit racism, and we had hit a topic like last year. There's my guy over here, OG, man. He's an African guy here in Germany, and he's really in the house. He's his interview. I'll drop his interview in a minute. He had put out a post, man. It was real, like, for me, it was insensitive because he didn't. I don't think he thought before he put the post out, because I think he got so, excited that he got this information. And it was from a disco era where it's saying, okay, we had times in America where we tried to unify with white people. Disco era was one of them where it was a mix of people. We can't deny that. That's true. After they burned those records and after disco went down, we also had a divide of people where people got divided again.
Did he know about that? The records burning? Does he know about that?
I don't know how much OG knows about that history, but I don't, and also at the same time, I don't know how much information we had to bring. Sorry, I had to do it again. I had to bring Bravo into it. I don't know how much information Bravo gave him, but at that particular time there was a record burning. I was a young kid then.
That was huge, bro.
That was very huge. That divided my classroom,
bro, because it was some racist shit.
That divided my classroom. We had white but prior to that, I never knew what racism was. Damn. I learned racism after that record burning. And we had a mixed school. We had a mixed school with white, black, a little bit of everybody. But after that record burning, I had a white kid come up in there, was like, yo, I'm rock and roll, you disco, that's for black people, this, that. He said, you looking at white girls, you shouldn't be looking at white girls. So like, yo, and we in the 3rd grade. So that's my first encounter with racism. And I was like, it didn't come from my side, it came from his side. So, and this is what I was trying to explain, that say, okay, now we get to a point where we're in the 90s, and you know, we got our the culture is booming with Khalif and all of them, and Ejo. And when we went into the club, it's not to say there wasn't any Europeans in the club. I'm not going to say that. That would be false of me. But that dance style that we're doing in the battles, and that is taking place in the battles, and the stuff that you got to have the foundation for, oh, that's a culturally black thing. It's a mix. That's a twinkie. That's a Twinkie that we took. Not say dance is not for everybody. We dipped it in chocolate and say, hey, we got a new creation. This is what it is. But we're open for everybody to take a piece of it and enjoy it. But and I think the only thing we ask for is, we don't even ask for money. We ask for recognition. And this is the littlest that you can give, is recognition.
Yeah. You know? But but the one thing I wanna, because I wasn't around, but I know that you could see it in the rhythm and in the movement, the Latinx.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to exclude the Latin. So if I say black, I want to, and this is what I want everybody to understand. And you know, if I say black, I mean it in the British sense, meaning everybody that's not European. So this goes out to my Haitian folks. This goes out to my Trinidadian folks, my Jamaican folks, my Latin, my Puerto Rican folks, my Mexican folks. When I say black, I mean everybody. I mean it in the literal British sense. Not the American sense, but the British sense. So I have to be clear, because I don't know who's who. Like I always say, I don't know who, even with black people, you know, I don't know who's who until I go to your house and have dinner.
Bruh, for real.
Who you are. Because if it ain't cornbread, chicken, you know, collard greens, then I know you're not this kind of black, but I still respect you. Bro, Jamaican black or whatever.
I didn't know that my one of my best friends, BJ, the guy I was telling you about, I didn't know he was Puerto Rican.
Right.
For years. Until my homie was like, yeah, you know, you're Puerto Rican, homie. I was like, who? He was like, your man BJ. I was like, BJ, you? He was like, yeah, my dad's Puerto Rican. I was like, I didn't even, because I remember going in the clubs, and then my homies, everybody's my complexion. Dude, everybody starts speaking Spanish fluently. I was like,
where you at?
Bro, we're Dominican. I was like, oh, like I didn't know. You know what I mean? So, but we're in the club together, getting busy. Everybody's saying something in Spanish. I'm like, bro, I ain't even know. What's
so this is just for people out there. A lot of people don't know that the intricacies of the culture, but it's definitely Latin influence too. So we know that. We definitely give a shout out to our Latin brothers. And you know, and you know, this other thing is that a lot of American brothers that I'm speaking to right now that are family born in America, generation, they want to make sure that the culture that we have, which is not all inclusive Black America, because it's a mix a little bit of everybody. We have to admit that. But the general soul that we all are in agreement. We are in agreement that it's Black. We have to be in agreement of that at least. You know what I mean? Even if you're Latin, you know, because we can't say there was Europeans in the club inventing dance styles. In that case, for the next workshop you need to do, you need to invite the 48-year-old, 49-year-old, you know, I don't know, the Tim Baker over here to teach a class. Because Tim Baker didn't want to go to the club and dance. He was invited, but he just chose not to go.
But there was some white kids there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There were white kids
there. I'd never seen them in the ciphers, but they might have been there. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you know, there's been times where Patrick Swayze walked up inside of Nails, so it's not like.
How tall is dude? I heard he was short.
Not Nails. He walked into this other club where I was at. It was Patrick Swayze and who did Blade? Who was doing Blade?
I know you're talking about.
What's his name? Walked into the club and they were just spinning all
Ethan
night.
Hawke. Ethan Hawke.
Huh?
Ethan Hawke?
No, not Ethan Hawke. Wesley Snipes.
Oh, okay. Wesley Snipes was always in Shelter and shit.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Spinning. Yeah, him and Patrick Swayze spinning. Doing mad turns.
Wes was always in there
doing their ballerina turns, doing their perfect turns. So
killing it though.
Yeah, killing it though. A lot of people don't know, you know.
That's when it's funny you say that, because I don't think so. In the 90s, Brian we were still in the 90s when Brian, I don't think cats got it when Brian would be like, yo, they're taking our shit, right? So by the time Brian started saying this, and again, if you're not media, if you're not in the media like that, you won't catch it. And this is also a reason why where I'm about, man, we gotta codify. We have to be the ones. It sucks to put names on shit that we live, but I'm in the club. I'm in Sound Factory Bar, and I'm standing, and my homegirl is standing next to me, Crystal. She goes, "Yo, that's Tina Landon next to you." I'm like, I don't know fucking Tina Landon. So, and I'm watching the cipher. You know, we would be all night, and the cipher and ciphering. We wasn't battling.
Yeah.
We were exchanging. We just exchanging. So Crystal's like, that's Tina Landon. So later she goes, that was Janet Jackson's choreographer. So again, it's still here. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't remember the name of the song, but I remember it was a song that Janet is like in Africa. There's like elephants. She's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember this. I don't know the song.
Bro,
I don't know.
they're doing house footwork in the choreography.
Okay, I got to go check it now.
And yeah, it's I can sing it, but I'm not. I'll sing it after we stop the thing. I don't want to do it to myself. But so, and I'm seeing everything that I'm like, yo, this chick bit everything she saw in the club
that night, probably,
and threw it into the video. So when Brian was saying that, a lot of cats, it didn't resonate with them because they were.
He wasn't paying attention to the videos and stuff like that.
Paying attention to the videos.
Yeah, which he was.
Yeah, and the same thing where I was teaching because of I was a part of Rennie Harris Peer Movement, and so I was traveling and teaching in schools like as of 1992. I was doing. That's how I got to see. That's how my name really spread, because I would show up at when we had a show wherever we had in the world, or I would show up and just starting shit. But and the thing was, because I came to New York, 94, breaking was starting to come back. So I ended up being in Step Fiends, and that was like a break-in hip hop and house group. Yeah. And breaking is something you can just like. It's not like this is my personal opinion. All the other dance styles you could kind of you could play with popping, but not be a popper, but play with it. Breaking, bro, you got to be all in. So, and house wasn't really popular all over the United States like that in the 90s.
Yeah.
So when I would go to events, yeah, I could break, but then I would switch it up and do house. I was still from that freestyle mentality where it was like, I'm using
whatever the music play, I got you. Reggae, I got you. B-boying, I got you. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
And then, so my style still like, was very dynamic, man. I'd like do a 90, come down, boom, and then start. So I could get busy with the B-boys, but then switch it up in the house.
Yeah.
That's how I met Yuxin and Baba. We did a theater event in France. And, we were mixing, we were doing, a lot of us were house dancers and B-boys. So we're mixing a lot of dudes. That was their first time seeing house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like that. We would go to certain places in the United States even where cats weren't used to house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outside of like
Japan. Still today, they're not used to it.
Yeah.
Still today.
Bro, I was in Africa and I was mentioning Ejo. They didn't know I was like house. So they were like, Mamson. You know what I mean? They knew who Mamson was straight out the box, bro. But they didn't know who Ejo was.
Yeah. Mamson, Mamson dope
but
too.
That's why I said Serial Steppers did they job in the culture, which is spread the virus, bro.
Yeah. Yo, okay, man. Yo, how can people reach you, man? I know we pretty much hitting almost on the hour right now. How can people get in touch with you? Are you giving out classes online or anything like that?
I'm gonna start, man, and I'm gonna start it. My whole thing is I play it like I did my classes here. I kind of look at I'm gonna start online thingy. Just keep on the lookout on my Facebook page. I think it's Jimmy Cricket Coulter. That's my Facebook. My
Okay.
Instagram is Cricket Did It. CRIKDID it. Cricket Did It. It should come out. A little cricket thing will pop up. But yeah, I'm gonna start. My whole thing is looking at what's out there and kind of giving people, trying to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to do that with my classes. I didn't want to teach for a while because I'm like, okay, this person's teaching this person's teaching this. How do I fit?
Yeah, with your curriculum into the program.
Yeah, man.
And
so
and what's good is you are, because we talked before we got on, you are good with Zoom already. So so you're pretty efficient with the classrooms, with the online classes. Big shout out to Sekou out there, who's really killing the game with the classes, man.
Yeah,
A lot of respect.
First dude I saw, he infected me with the germ.
Yeah. He was early before Corona was murdering it with the classes. He really got in touch with his base and his followers. So big shout out to him.
Well, Jardy was the.
But I'm mad at Jardy, man. If you talk about Jardy, who does the dance, teaches the dance online.
Yeah, why? What's
I was mad at him because he brought in somebody else to teach the loose leaf, man. My whole thing is I'm so funny style with my peers that I'm like, okay, you bring in somebody else to teach the loose leaf, which is named after the guy who's still alive. I'm mad. So sorry. I'm just not really, nah.
But
I don't know if it was Jardy. Hold on, let me back up because I don't know if it was Jardy. I think Jardy was good. I think it was somebody else who was doing the. I don't think it was him. So I'm gonna apologize, Jardy. I apologize. It wasn't you. It was somebody else. I think.
But reach out to Jardy, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people learn from him. He's my bad, Jardy. Wrong guy. I'm actually talking about somebody else.
All right.
But he's good people. A lot of people learn from him. I learn from you too, Jardy. And I know how to do all the dances. But if I forget something, I come on your YouTube page and check out to make sure I'm doing it right still. So big shout out to him. And I've been there. So I know, but I go mess with him just to brush up sometimes.
Bruh,
I forgot something.
Jardy was, so I was affiliated with the crew Soul Sector, Mikey Disco.
Yeah.
Jardy, other dudes, so many members were in and out. And when they would come to visit me in Philly, I would go out there. I had tapes, bro, video cassettes of stuff from Terry. Because when I first started going to Sound Factory Bar, Terry was the first dude to just chop it up with me.
Yeah.
Like Brooklyn Terry, he would see me coming up all the time. Yo, what's up? We just started clicking. Terry was my guide to New York house culture.
Yeah.
Because like I said, nobody really was talking then. So Terry was like, that's Brian, that's Shan. Here's the thing, he didn't tell me, he didn't school me about Egypt. So Terry was introducing me to everybody, kind of giving me just like, he told me about Marjorie and he told me about Khalif. And then I was in the bar and I was like on the side looking at the DJ booth, and I see a woman come down and she's got a skirt. And remember when the puffy silver jackets were in?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, she's wearing and she's dancing and tearing somebody else and cursing them out at the same time. Terry's like, that's Marjorie. And I'm watching like, oh my God. And then, so every tall dude that came in the club, I thought was Khalif. So for a minute, I was like, is that Khalif? He'd be like, nah. Is that Khalif? He's like, nah. And then Terry didn't come one night, and Shah, because I got cool with Shah, and Shah would always dance in one area in Shelter. He would dance, like once you came out the bathroom, before you, like he parted the sea, like he was like he danced directly all the way across the floor from the DJ booth, and you would go to the stage or over to this way where the coat check was. Shah would be like right here. So that was like his area. I came over, he's standing with somebody and talking, and he goes, this is Khalif. Bro, he is like a giant.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, his hands, it was so big. I'm like, and Khalif was the nicest dude ever. and we just danced. We chopped it up, started dancing. I've been cool with Ka ever since, man. But
Yeah.
that was my and then Ejo, I became cool with Ejo because he would just sit at the side of the circle and just practice. Like, you know, practice hollowbacks and stuff like that. I think for damn near a year or a month, he had already did damage in New York. So he was
Oh yeah,
chilling.
yeah.
So I remember we were
By the
in
time I seen him, he was doing more handstands than anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I got there, he was just getting his handstand game tight.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, I
Handstands and
was,
spins. I think he just did
yep,
mostly. By the time
blood.
I bumped into him, it was handstands and spins, man.
Bro,
Handstands and spins.
you nailed it. Dude, that's exactly what I would see him. He would go for his hollow, come out, spin, 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 stop, chill. Then we would all ricochet, we'd all would just be doing floor stuff. And he would just, you know.
Handstands
Bro,
and spins.
yeah.
He battled one of my boys from Jersey, man. All they did the whole night was handstands and spins, bro.
Blood.
That was the comp. It was a battle. It wasn't not these kind of battles. It's different kind of. It's the one night battle in the club, so it's all night. And they just worked out with handstands and spins the whole night. My boy was nice like that.
Now, because a lot of my students be thinking I'm tripping. So when you say all night, give me some hours. How many hours did that go on for?
Oh man, that battle was like more than 3 hours. It's a whole night. The whole night is like freaking. If the whole night goes into like, you'd be like, forget it. But while they're going at it, you can go dance and come back and they're still going at it. And you could been going for like 1 or 2 hours just in the zone, and they come back and they're still going at it. So and they were really bent on handstand, and it's till fatigue. So the battle is till fatigue. So your muscles is just like, it's just you're not doing nothing no more. So one has to bow out. So it's a bow out kind of thing. It's not like something you could say like 1-2 minutes. This is nothing, man. It has to be hours, man. It could have been like the whole night, 6 hours. I mean, you really can't put a clock to it. There's no clock that you can put to that kind of what they're about to go do. What my boy was about to go do, what he was trying to go do to Ejo, there's no clock that you can put to that, because this was inevitable. This was building up. This was night after night after night until the epic one, till he felt as though I'm going to get him tonight. I'm going to get him to bow out, and that's till fatigue.
Bro, I'm going to say personally, that's how I feel like I got a reputation. Because I was the dude that was, I'm all night, man. I'm about this club life.
Yeah, till fatigue, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. Used to come in the shelter 12, leave at 1. So, but I did take my nap between 5 and 6 so I can wake up and listen to loft music.
But, R&B, little R&B and
whatever you want to call it.
Some R&B and disco.
Once they throw that baby powder out on the floor, you know what it is. So the older generation comes in around 5, 6 o'clock at night, or a lot of them seep in, or that second shift, I call it, the second work shift. So
yeah. And it's crazy because that's how I got schooled on classics. Because I still call them classics.
Yeah, man, classics is where it's at, man. I love them to death, man. And a lot of the poppers and the lockers, like the classics that I like, I consider house music. And that's the thing. That's why we have to. We can't lose a lot of the language, even with loft. We cannot be said. That's why I said, last thing, my whole thing is we cannot be restricted not to be able to say loft. It's not fair. So anyway, Cricket, thanks for talking, man. Thanks for kicking it, man. One last time, give a shout out to anybody you want to give a shout out to.
I want to give a shout out to Dance Fusion, first and foremost. Yes, and it's so funny when I say Dance Fusion, because you know what? Let me I say that as an umbrella term to all the OGs that I was looking at back in the day, from Brian to Shan, Brooklyn Terry, Mike, my crew, Step Fiends, Ejo.
Woo! You guys okay. Big shit. We're gonna got to get into all the names of Step Fiends. Not today, but we're gonna link up. We're gonna do something.
Tone Bones, Cyclone, Colleen, Ron Lowe, Steve-O, BJ, Chris, Ray, Elo. And then my crew, Crazy Natives, that me and BJ ended up forming. All my peoples in DC, CJ, Tony, all the dudes I would hang out with down there. But some of them wasn't even house dancers. They was just club heads and b-boys and shit. You know what I mean? Dre, Ghost, uh, uh, Sonny and Dre. I just said they b-boy names on top of it. I'm just naming all the dudes from the 90s that if I got a name, it's because of all of them, because they were inspiring me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To just you know what I mean? All my peoples out in Europe, you know what I mean? There's a lot of them. You know who you are. All my peoples in Japan. The members of the crew of Crazy Natives in Japan. You know what I mean? And past and present members, man, because people, have to go their own way. But yeah, and then all my OGs in Jersey and Philly, because I wouldn't have. They gave me the germ. Sean Green, Angel, Ace, Casper, Wayne, Bart, Clyde, Les, Brian. And you know what the thing is, man? What a lot of cats don't get, when we would go clubbing, there were people in your clique that didn't dance. They were just party heads.
Yeah.
And they were just as important, because that was your homie that you would just be in the club with. Yet, I'm working on a comic book or a visual narrative thing to kind of put all this in order. Yeah, so I'm putting that out in the universe. So I'm trying to surprise everybody with. I told Khalif, so I'm just putting it out there. I'm coming out with a
please do
to give a visual thing of this. So it's just I like art and I like dance.
Yeah,
so
please do,
I'll
man.
just keep rapping.
You have to do it, man. Like, I seen your work already on the artist side. You have to do it, man. Please, I would love to check it out, man. So
thank you, man.
It'll be great for the culture, man.
Dope.
But thanks for talking, man. And yo, peace, bro. We're gonna do this again, man. So no stress, man.
Dope, man.
You hit me up anytime you hear something like yo, I need to say something about that, please. I get so many people inboxing me, and I always answer back to everybody. I always answer back. If there's something that ain't right, I take phone calls and everything. If I say something wrong, check me on it.
Well, not. It's just when you dropped the thing on you, so I was like, he was even like, damn, dude. He got taken aback in the question. We was all like, ooh, saucy. But it is.
Man, my clan is saucy. My clan is low kids, man. Joey Anderson, Mouche, we saucy, bro.
Bro, can you do just a documentary on all the Jersey dudes? Because I don't think
difficult, man. Very difficult. Very difficult.
Because
I'm trying.
Because I gotta. My crew, Crazy Natives, we got a website. We're redesigning it now, but we're gonna have a section called Crazy Natives TV. And I interviewed a lot of people back in 2006, and I'm about to put the interviews up, but I want to get consent from everybody.
Yeah.
And even Marjorie.
Whatever you see on my page, if it's anything with Jersey related, or any of those interviews, please, you're welcome to take them. Just give us credit, man. Houseaholics, what we're doing over here. Just give us our credit. We're good, man. We want to get that information out there anyway. That that's what I was doing a lot of this stuff right now. Even when I'm recording you right now, that's what a lot of it's for. I'm putting it on YouTube. Feel free to go on there, take some stuff out there. You see something you like, take it. Just give us our credit, man. That's why we can keep it circulating.
Yeah, because Sekou's squad back in the day.
Yeah.
Kyle and Dave. Do you ever Kyle and Dave?
I don't know none of those cats.
Disco Dave and Kyle, bro. Sekou's squad them dudes were so nasty. So it was like Jersey had this thing, and Marjorie even talks about Jersey like. Bro, you always knew a Jersey dude. Because Jersey would just always have a different.
Yeah, we got a different energy, man. And that's what me, you, we embody a lot. Well, I guess you more on the Philly side, but Jersey, we have a certain kind of connection with house. Our interpretation of it is different than New York. It's just a little bit. It's old school too, and it's really, really deep rooted along with Chicago, man. It's the music. The soul is a very deep-rooted thing with us, so we take house serious.
Yeah,
it's a heart attack, man. It's because our aunts is dancing to house music. Our family members are dancing to house music. We got people who are in the church who are singers and stuff like that, who bring a lot of that flavor into the house culture,
Bro,
singers especially.
that's why I didn't like when I first heard house. I was, yo, this is I hear this crap all the time. So you know what I mean? It was just kind of
Yes,
like, oh,
yes,
and it's like because house was longer. You had your usual 3 minute house song was
yeah.
like just a
Five,
long,
6 minutes long. Yeah,
like But when acid house came, when they put that,
yeah.
and bro, I was like, oh, I was hooked. I was like, okay, now, okay, but I'll talk forever, bro. Let me get out of
Yeah.
here.
So I'm gonna definitely get some more Jersey cats, man. I'm definitely looking for it. You're one of them too. Just now is great. So we gonna get back again. So holla at me, man.
It Kafele and Kyle, bro. These are Sekou's homies. These are the dudes I was watching. And
All right.
It Kafele and Kyle. And get these dudes. Oh, bro, because I want to know. Because I was watching these dudes when I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know their history, man.
Yeah,
Bro.
well, once a year I'm gonna try to do something for Jersey, man. At least
Yeah.
Jersey State of Mind, because I like the 3 that I did, and this is an addition onto it. But I wanted to every once a year at least I wanted to visit Jersey. Plus I have business with my own clan that we have to take care of with low kids. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna give you their links, dude, just so you can touch base with these brothers, man.
All right, man. Yo,
all right,
Pete,
bro.
Thank you very much, man. And I'll check you later, man. Peace.
Word. Thank you, bro. Peace.
Peace.